Hey there, in this video I'm going to show you the use of escape sequences in Python language. So at first let's understand that what is escape sequence. Escape sequences in Python language is a special way to add some special characters inside a string which are actually illegal, or let's say it's not allowed or difficult to type. Like for example, let's start by printing a very basic string. So if you just print anything inside the single quotes or the double quotes, then we know that upon running it, we just get the output, right? But what if I want to print two different statements inside one string? So how can you do that? Are you going to press the enter key like this? No, that won't be allowed. Like see here, you can see that you get one error indication, right? So this is not allowed. So that's not done. Yeah, we have another way to print that. Like if you print two statements in two different print functions, so that's going to work. Like hello world, let's say good evening. Okay, so if you run it like this, then you get the statements in separate lines. But is there any separate way or different way to do this? So yes, there's something which we call as the new line character. So here you can see that here I have written something in between hello and world, that is a \n. See, the \n comes in between two words inside my string, and when I run the code, you can see that hello, comma and world is in a separate line. So this /n indicates a new line character, which means wherever you add it inside the string, so after the new line character will actually print everything in a separate line, right? So like here again, there's another example. Like see here, I have printed two statements using the print function. Like I told you that if you use the print statement as many times as you're using it, so every statement inside a print function will be printed in separate lines. But if I just want to omit it, so I can just cut it from this print function. Here I'll add it. So I'll just add /n and the rest of the string, right? So I don't need another print function over here, and here I can see the output comes like this, right? That means both the sentences are printed in separate lines. So that's about /n. Next, moving on to another escape sequence, which is /t. Now what is this /t? See, /t indicates a tab character. Like if you have to put extra space inside your string while printing it, then you can simply use the /t character instead of giving multiple spaces. Like let's say you have to print column names like name, age, marks. Okay, so if you want it to be printed like this, like I'm just putting spaces inside the column headers. Okay, so that's another way. But what if you have to add values? So are you going to keep the count of how many spaces you have given? Like Mia, maybe age 12 and marks is 98. So if we print it, see, we get the output like this, but you need to keep proper count of how many spaces you are giving here. So that can be a little bit difficult, plus that is not correct way to do it. Why? Because we have another process, that is simply by putting one /t inside the string and wherever you want the space to come. So /t means multiple spaces, so it is going to work in the same way. So I'll just run the code and show you. See, it's perfect. So one /t comes with this much space. If you want to add more spaces in between the headers and in between the columns, so in order to do that, you can add as many /t's as you want to. Okay, so let's run this. See, it's perfect, right? Okay, now moving to the next escape sequence, which is what if you have to print single quotes or double quotes inside our string. Okay, now we all know that Python supports printing of strings inside single quotes as well as inside double quotes. Like here I have printed, she said hello. So this hello is printed inside single quotes. See? So hello is enclosed within the single quotes, as you can see, and when you are printing something like this, it is mandatory to keep the double quotes outside. Like here, if you have a habit of using single quotes while printing strings, so this is not allowed. So in that case, it is important that you put double quotes outside if you want to print single quotes in your string. On the contrary, if you have to print double quotes like here, see, he said hi. So it is important that you print all of the sentence, like the entire sentence, inside single quotes. Like see here what I have done. But if you have a habit, like I do follow adding double quotes always, so if you do that, so this is not going to work. See here the compiler thinks that okay, this is the end of the string, this is another string, and they think like this is some variable or some keyword. But no, if you are going to print it, like it's going to give you error, right? So this is not the way. So like I said over here, okay, double quotes inside the string, so single quotes outside. So just remember this small trick. And I'll show you another trick, which is by using the backslash character. Like if I just want to print the same thing and I don't really like adding the single quotes, so what I can do is, he said, comma, put a backslash, then start with the double quotes and write hi. It. And if you want to end the string like double quotes printing part completed, then again add another backslash and double quotes. So this is what you need to do, this portion. Okay, so let's print it and see, it's perfectly printed. Okay, so I have added some multiple spaces over here, so it's coming with a huge gap. If you just print it properly, yeah, it's printed perfectly. So see, this is another way. Here you can use double quotes, here you can use single quotes, so everything is allowed, like after adding a backslash character, right? So that is actually allowed. Okay, so both are allowed. See, okay, now moving to the next part. What if you have to print a backslash? See, this is a backslash. So in order to print a backslash, it is important that we add a backslash and then another backslash. That is, to print a backslash, it is mandatory to add a backslash before it. Like if you just add one slash character like this, see, you get an error immediately. This is an indication. See, string literal is unterminated. That means this is an error. You cannot print like this. So this is not done. But what if I add another? Like, yeah, it's working. That means what happens, the Python interpreter immediately thinks whenever you are adding the backslash character, it is expecting for some special escape sequence character to be added after it. So you just can't add one single backslash in order to print it. That's not allowed. Moving to the next portion, which is what if you need to print Unicode characters as escape sequences. Okay, this is one of my favorite thing because this is quite a fun part. See, here I have printed a smiley face, as you can see. Now this is how you add it. Just add the backslash and after that add the Unicode character. If you don't know what is Unicode, let me tell you in short, like all the characters, all the alphabets, all the symbols that you use in your computer, okay, all of them has got a special code which is known the Unicode. So these are kind of some serial numbers. So if you add it after a backslash and you print it, then you'll kind of see the smiley faces. Okay, let's just try with some other number and you can see some other face is getting printed. See, that's it. Okay, so you can try this out and you can also print it like, you know, maybe you want to say like there's some output you're printing, and maybe there's a quiz app or quiz program you have created. So finally when the user gets a good score, you can say like well done or good job, something like that, and then you can print with a nice smiley. Okay, this is kind of crying, so let's try with this one. Yep, this is a good one, so well done. Okay, after that in the next part you can see I have written something. Okay, so this is the alphabet O in Bengali. So that's how we print it. Okay, so this is the Unicode character to print that. If you wish to print any alphabet from your mother tongue, you can do that, like Bengali, Marathi, Punjabi, Gujarati, anything you want to print, you can do it. Okay, and if you're not sure what is the Unicode character to do that, you can just simply Google for it. You can just simply search on the internet for the Unicode character list. Okay, and from there you can just try this out. Okay, and don't think you need to memorize all these codes, because nobody really does. You can just keep a track of the list or the table of Unicode characters handy with you. You can download them, you can print them, you can just keep it somewhere saved. So whenever you want to add those things, you can add it, but remember to add it after the backslash character, or else it won't work. Like without the backslash, if you think it's going to print the characters, no, it won't. See, it just prints the Unicode character itself. Okay, but with a backslash, it prints something, right? Okay, next, moving to the next part, which is how to print a hexadecimal escape sequence. Like see, here I have written the hex value for capital A. So that's how we do it. Okay, the next one is quite one interesting one, and it's quite an informative portion, like what is a raw string. Okay, so here I have printed a raw string. See, R is written inside the print function and followed by the double quotes, and the string is written inside the double quotes. So you can notice that here /n is given, but it prints the output in this way, like this is a /n raw string, which means that just by writing the alphabet R before starting the string, it indicates or it informs the interpreter that this is a raw string. That means it will ignore all the escape sequences inside the string. So that's what. So if anytime you have to print something like this, like maybe you just want to say that, okay, the /n is for new character, or like I'm sorry, the /n is for new line character. Okay, so if you just want to print this and inform the user, so you can write it as a raw string. Okay, so moving to the next one, this is again a fun part, like, you know, just by writing a /a, it produces a bell sound. Okay, so by running it, it may run on your system, but unfortunately it's not running here. You can try it out and tell me if it works or not. Next one is a backspace character. See, what if you write /b inside a string and you run the code? See, here I have given some symbols, like 2 @ symbols after the word hello and a comma and then world. See, when the output comes, then you can see one of the @ symbol is vanished because of the backslash character. Whenever you add a /b inside a string, what happens? Upon execution, it will remove one character from the string itself. Okay, so remember this. And the next one in the list is a carriage return. Like, what is carriage return? Like when you add /r inside a string, okay, then what happens? It doesn't move to the new line. Instead, the cursor goes back to the beginning of the current line and overwrites the characters written on that line, except for the characters that is written after the /r. So whatever was written before /r will be replaced, and only the character written after /r remains, right? So if I write hello people, and run the code, you can see, okay, it's all gone and only world gets printed, right? Okay, and the last one in the list is /f, which indicates form feed character. Now what is form feed character? It is used to create visual separation while printing. Like maybe you are printing the output, so when it will be printed, the text whatever was after /f, so they will be in separate pages. Okay, but actually this escape sequence character is currently not supported because it was most commonly associated with older printing technologies and page layout control. So you may not see the output even if you run it in your system, but just for information I have stated this in the video. Okay, so that's all about escape sequences, which are very useful while printing output in a Python program. So practice it, and if you have any questions or any queries related to this video, please leave your comments below and watch the next video to learn more about Python programming. Thank you for watching.